Hello, fundamental students. I'm doing this video for all of you. I asked my section for questions that they might have, but then I'm going to give it to all the instructors because I think some of the information might be helpful to others. So I have a whole lot to cover here. I'm going to try to breeze through this pretty quickly. I kind of combined some of the questions because some of them were similar. So the main question I got regarding residency, our upcoming residency in Yellow Springs, Ohio. Some students asked me, what is a typical day? So you'll get your detailed schedule once you get there. I think that Liz White is going to be sending out just sort of a generic schedule. But we'll be working on that and making it, fit what we need up until probably Saturday or Sunday. So you won't get that until you actually get there. But she'll give you a schedule that lets you know where to meet. That was a question I had too. We'll be at the Antioch campus in Yellow Springs, and it's a really nice campus. It's a great facility that we'll be in. So a typical day is that we meet for breakfast and everybody eats right there on campus. And then we do kind of a large group activity. Sometimes faculty does a little kind of mini lecture or lesson. And then, or sometimes someone has something to tell you all, to tell the large groups. That's where we'll kind of take care of business and things like that. And then we will break up every day into small groups, and you'll be with your small group almost all day, every day. That's where the real work happens. Every small group looks different because every faculty has some slightly different ideas about how best to have students practice. But that's what you'll be doing, is practicing. So practicing your skills. Then we will break for lunch. We all eat lunch. The lunch is in one of the main rooms. And then in the afternoon, we go back and practice some more. I'm not sure what time we'll end, but typically I would say between 3 and 5, probably more like 4, something like that. We'll see what the exact schedule is, but it's a full day. It's a long day. Be prepared to work hard, and you'll be tired in the afternoon. So will we. It's a long day for all of us, but it's also very rewarding to work that hard and get to know your small group. So that's kind of a typical day. On the last day, things look a little different, and on the first day, things look a little different. But that's pretty much a typical day. The next question: how much money should I bring? So this kind of is combined with some other questions. Meals are breakfast and lunch are provided. I think every day. I'm not certain about the last day. Sometimes we have a boxed lunch that you can have, but I'm not sure how that will work. But almost every day you can count on breakfast and lunch. And then dinner is on your own, so you'll need money for dinner every day. There are lots of cute little stores in Yellow Springs that you might want to bring some money for that. But really the only thing that you'll need to bring money for is, well, of course, your hotel, and your anything you want to eat for dinner, and any snacks you want to have, that would be on your own as well. So someone asked about students with disabilities or medical issues. Where is the nearest medical facility? And I looked this up. There are some doctor's offices in Yellow Springs, but it appears to me that the closest ER or urgent care is in some of those small little towns: Springfield, Fairborn, Beaver Creek. Probably, maybe the best place to go if there's an emergency would be Dayton, just because there's everything there. It's a pretty big city. So, okay. So students asked the first day, what time and where? This is something that Liz will email you, but again, it's at Antioch University, probably 8, but we'll see. You'll get that information. Students asked, what should we bring with us? Great question. All these are great. I got all great questions. I would bring like paper and pencil. I'm kind of a hard copy person. I like to take notes. I think things that bring you comfort, a journal, or I always bring snacks, Kind bars or Power bars or whatever it is that some nuts or things you want to have in your room, something that brings you comfort. Some kind of electronics or something, whatever you like, whatever you would take on a trip, some books to read in the evenings, nothing too heavy because you'll be tired. Lots of clothes, of course. It seems like it's going to be really cold there. So lots of warm clothes. So someone asked, can we have food and drink in our small groups? The answer to this will depend on your small group faculty, your small group instructor. But probably for the most part, the answer would be yes, you can. Typically, we do have some kind of snack provided, I think in the afternoons between kind of, a little bit after lunch. It can be a light snack. Sometimes it's chocolates or chips and dips we've had in the past. Always water. They bring us water, things like that. But for the most part, you can probably bring snacks if you need to. Someone asked, what time are we starting and ending each day? So I kind of went over that a little bit, and that changes sometimes a little bit. So just look for that email coming with the schedule. Will instructors be available for one-on-one if needed? Yes. And we're also really busy too, so we don't really plan that unless it's needed. But we are there to meet, and we do that frequently. Also, our program director, Dr. Krawinkel, will be there and available if needed. And she's there to support everyone. Someone asked, will self-reflection papers be part of residency? Not necessarily. That's something we encourage you to do, but it's not a requirement. It's not something you have to turn in. Someone in a later question asked, could they bring a journal to take notes during their sessions or to note feedback? And you certainly can. You'll just need to make sure that's okay with your small group instructor. Sometimes they're going to want you to not have anything and just bring yourself. But you can certainly take that with you and jot things down when it's appropriate. Great idea. Let's see. Will we be working with the same faculty member and group of students that were put with on the first day? So the question is, will you be working with that group for the entire week? And the answer is yes. You won't be working with your current fundamentals instructor. We like to give you lots of exposure to different faculty, and you'll find we all have slightly different ideas. Someone may tell you should always do this, and then someone may tell you should never do this. Usually it's not quite that extreme, but you will hear different things, which will help you develop your own style. So embrace that when you do have one instructor telling you something, and then someone else says that that's not the way they prefer to do it. So that can be a little bit confusing for students sometimes, but it really is. We're all, the faculty are all very diverse in backgrounds and paradigms. So on the first day, we'll let you know your small group, and then fairly quickly after that, we'll break up into our small groups, and yes, that's who you'll be with for the entire time of residency. So you'll get to know your instructor as well as your classmates fairly well, which is really nice, because then when you have those people in class next semester, you can really connect with them. So someone asked, what can we do to prepare? So the main thing you can do to prepare is having attended and participated in fundamentals class. Which all of you have done if you've made it this far. So maybe review your basic skills. We are not looking for you to be expert counselors, whatever that is. We're looking for you to demonstrate the basic skills and just really being able to reflect feeling and connect with your client, demonstrating empathy, all those things that you've been working on all semester. We're going to really do that a lot more and fine tune that. So you're prepared. you've done what you can do. So I really would encourage you from now till residency, maybe review some of those skills and try them on, continue trying them on or letting them in. But really the main thing to do is to be present at residency and bring yourself, bring your skills, bring your heart, bring your empathy, and you'll be on track. Someone asked how many students and faculty. I think we have around 78, 79, I'm not sure, but around that number of students. And then faculty, I'm not really sure, maybe 12 faculty, I'm going to guess. And administrators and things like that will be around, probably 8 to 12, I guess. I guess I should know that number, but I don't. But around that. All the faculty will be there. So however many there are of us, plus some administrative staff and one adjunct, I believe. Somebody asked, what does the candidacy interview look like and how long will it take? Another great question. It takes about 10 minutes. You'll have 1 to 3 faculty in with you, around, 1, 2, or 3. We work really hard for there to be no surprises in the candidacy interview. In other words, if you're trucking right along and you're getting great feedback, you're not going to have a huge surprise and not pass the candidacy interview. We work, if there are problems along the way, you will know it, and you'll get feedback every single day. You'll get feedback from your small group instructor. We may ask to meet with you during the week, and or with the program director, and we will try to keep you informed. We will keep you informed all week long of how you're doing. In the candidacy interview week, we talk about your strengths. We talk about areas of improvement kinds of things, professional disposition. We go over your feedback forms, and it's kind of a culmination of what you've done during the week. Someone asked, are we expected to have a computer and should we bring a printer? Absolutely not. I think the most, you might want to bring is your iPad, but you don't want to bring that into your small groups. And if you can help it, you don't even want to bring your phone into your small groups because it's going to be intense. There won't be time to do anything like that. And you will not need to print anything. There are no assignments. Someone had asked, are there assignments due during residency? And there are not, unless you're doing it for a different class that hasn't finished or something, but not for residency. Residency is really all clinical. It's all what you do with your in your small group. No homework. There might be a little bit of some instructor might tell you to practice this or write down your top 10 things or something like that, but no official assignments. Finally, someone asked, what is our expected attire? So that's a good question. You want to be comfortable, you want to be warm, and you want to be professional. I guess I would avoid sweatpants, pajama pants, definitely a no-no. You want to dress like a professional counselor, right? So that means to be covered, top and bottom, and that means to dress professionally. I'm not saying you have to dress like you're at a business interview, no, but think about counselors you've known. How do counselors dress? That's how you want to dress. I'm being kind of vague about that because everybody has their own style, but professionally, I think, but comfortably too. And if you think about counselors, that's kind of what we do, professional but comfortable, because we have to sit and stand, and you definitely don't want to be uncomfortable, but you also want to be appropriate. That's part of the professional kind of disposition that we're looking for is, appropriate professionalism. Okay, I am going to wrap this up. That was fast. I hope I answered everything. Let me have one quick look here to make sure. These were all great questions. I really appreciate those of you who sent the questions in to me. Hopefully I answered them. Again, just expect a detailed, you'll get a shell of a schedule before you arrive, I believe, or at least Sunday afternoon, evening by then, from Liz, and then you'll get the detailed schedule in our big group where we'll really tell you, okay, from this time to this time, this is what we'll do. But Liz will let you know kind of when the day starts and when the day ends. And I think that's it. All right, well, I'm looking so forward to meeting everyone. And I know on the faculty end, we're busy planning and doing some last minute things to prepare for a great week for you all. And I will see you on Sunday.